I am on a path to discover really who I am. Self-realization, which is the same thing as God realization. True happiness is not out there. True happiness lies within. It's money in the bank for the human being to transcend every day. Transcend is the key word. Hard work blocks transcending. Every human being has as their birthright to one day enjoy supreme enlightenment.
I want to kickstart our conversation by asking you, what does it actually mean to keep your eye on the donut?
Way back in 1959, when Maharishi came to America, he came down to Los Angeles in the summer of 1959, and he stayed at the Olson's house. And Helen Olson asked him one time about work and things, and Maharishi said, "See the work, do the work, stay out of the misery." So when you think about it, keep your eye on the donut and not on the hole is exactly that. You focus on your work, on your stuff, and all the rest, whatever that is, you don't get caught up in that. You stay with your work or stay with whatever it is that you're doing, and that's the ticket.
That's wonderful, and I think that's how it should be. We've probably kind of forgotten that because of so much stress and the chaos that we're surrounded by. But I think that's extremely important message, especially for the youth today. So now I want to go into a little bit about you. Who really is David? And did your perception change about who you are before TM and then really after you dived into this spiritual journey?
Well, for sure. I am a human being, and I happen to be living on this planet Earth with a lot of other fellow human beings. I don't remember where I was before I got here. I'm not sure where I'm going after. I wanted to make things. I like catching ideas and then turning in to realize those ideas. So, and then along came, I was not one bit interested in meditation or really spiritual things or religious things, but I heard a phrase, true happiness is not out there. True happiness lies within. And that phrase had a ring of truth to it for me, which I always say the same story. I didn't know where the within was. And the phrase doesn't tell you where the within is. And I didn't know how to get there because it didn't tell you that either. But it had a ring of truth. I knew somehow intuitively that the real happiness, you just don't find it out there. You get it, but it goes away. Then you go over here and you look for it and get it a little bit and it goes away. The stuff that stays is within, if you could find it and bring it out. And then I heard about this thing of meditation, the word meditation. I thought maybe that's the way to go within and bring this happiness out. And then I discovered there's many, many, many forms of meditation. So I said, wow, I started reading about stuff and asking questions. I couldn't get enough of this, whatever knowledge I picked up. It was so fascinating. I became a seeker. And finally, I put all this together. And around that time, my sister called and said she started Transcendental Meditation as taught by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. She told me about it, and as I say, I loved what she said, and I heard a change in her voice, more self-assuredness, more happiness, and I said, that's it, I want it, and I went and got it. And I've been meditating twice a day ever since. I don't know what I would be like without it, but I know that it's made life more and more and more enjoyable. And the picture has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. So I say it's money in the bank for the human being to transcend every day. Transcend is the key word. There's many forms of meditation, but they don't bring transcending. And it's a shame to be thinking you're getting the real thing, putting in the time, and then to realize you're not getting to the treasury within. So I say to people, if you like this practice, whatever it is, keep doing it if you want, but add TM. Get this technique and do that too.
Right, definitely. I agree.
And also, I am, on a path to discover really who I am. Self-realization, which is the same thing as God realization. The big self with a capital S is that unbounded consciousness. That's the self of all. So, and we unfold that and get to know that and live that by transcending every day. So I don't know what the self of totality is yet, but I'm on the path to find out.
I think we all are kind of in that same boat. And like you said, we all, we are that higher self, and transcending helps us connect to that higher self. So rightly said. And this actually brings me to my next point. So quick story. In 2015, my mother brought me to the TM Center to get initiated into meditation. So I was 15 years old. And I remember I threw the biggest fit in the universe. I lashed out at her. I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to do meditation because it's going to take all my desires away. I want to be successful. I want to do that. So I lashed out at her. That was my biggest mistake because I realized after that how much of, a gift TM and meditation was. So my question to you is, what is, why is meditation useful for the youth? Why should the Gen Z do it? What is in it for them?
What is in it for anyone, this generation, the next or the previous, is we're human beings and we have a full potential. And if people knew, I think that's why they say, Maharishi always says, education is so important, because people have to know what is there. And if they don't know, they don't know. And he says, if they do know, they get it and they enjoy. What every human being has as their birthright to one day, enjoy supreme enlightenment, totality. Right now, they say every human being has consciousness, but not every human being has the same amount. So Jimmy sits in the classroom and he's got a ball of consciousness this big. And Susie sitting behind him, she has a ball of consciousness this big. Tied to consciousness is intelligence, creativity, happiness, love, energy, peace. Susie's going to get better grades. And Billy, he's not going to get as good at grades. It doesn't able to comprehend what the teacher's saying as good as Susie's comprehending. Now, what a shame to keep going through school and not be able to change this size of the consciousness. But Billy finds out about transcendental meditation, and he learns this technique, and he starts transcending every day. That consciousness starts expanding. Susie better watch out. Billy's getting mighty smart. Pretty soon, Billy's happier. He can go through life without getting whacked by stress and all the negativity. He can keep his eye on the donut, not on the hole. His grades are going to go up. He's going to get more and more ideas. He's going to be way more creative. He's going to have way more energy to do his work. He's going to have so much love for his fellow man. He's going to help people rather than hurt people. He's going to be nice to people rather than blow their fucking head off. He's going to be a great guy. And it's because he's transcending every day and unfolding his full potential. Education should unfold the full potential of the student. This is consciousness-based education to do something for the poor student. And that is what's so important. So tell everybody, that generation, get off the dime, learn this technique, zoom forward.
100% agree, David. And, to tell you the truth, I'm actually a transfer student to MIU. I'm 22 years old and I transferred from USC to MIU. And I can tell you that consciousness-based education it's a gift to the world because, of course, material education is important to, go through this world and your life, but being able to connect with your true self, meditating, knowing who you actually are. Without that, you won't be able to really cope up and understand life in the way it should be. So I've experienced it myself, and that's why I want to be able to spread that same message to the youth. And what I really liked about what you said.
Good for you, Amira. That's beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you, David. And what I really liked, something you said, and that was actually another point I had, was I recently read a statement you made where you had said that compassion, appreciation for others, capacity to help others are enhanced when you meditate. You start diving down and experiencing the ocean of pure love, pure peace. You could say pure compassion. So I want to ask you that, how does this emotion feel like? And does TM really have the power to spark this transformation in an individual? Is it that strong?
TM is like the airplane that takes you to New York City. It's not New York City. It's just the airplane that takes you there. TM is the golden key that opens the door to the treasury within each one of us. It's the treasury that does everything for us. This treasury within is unbounded. It's eternal. It's infinite. It's immutable. It's immortal. This field within, field of consciousness, never had a beginning. It is right now, and it will be forever. It's always been there. This is hard for us to figure. It does everything good for the human being. If you want more compassion, more caring for others, it's there. If you want to walk away from suffering, dive within, bring out this happiness, bring out this creativity, intelligence. It's an ocean of solutions. There's so many problems. If we were all transcending every day, we'd find cures for these diseases. We'd find solutions for global warming like that. Inventions will come up. People sitting on great patents because they want to make money on selling oil, they'll release those patents. They'll start getting hip to the scene and wanting to help this world, jump forward. And so people won't get sick. There won't be all this poverty. Everyone will be enjoying life. Peace. This is peace where, it's good for everyone. It's good for everyone. No one loses. Everyone wins.
This is beautiful what you're saying, because let me tell you, being an entity of the youth, we've been conditioned in this way where we're basically dependent on only external things for happiness, right? So we think that, when we get this, we'll be happy. If we don't get this, then we'll be depressed. And, we can't even blame ourselves for it. It's just the way that conditioning and the society has brought us up to be. But I want to ask you that what does pure bliss actually feel like? What is pure happiness? It's inside, you said, but how do you know that?
Okay, it's so beautiful. I discovered that this thing of true happiness is not out there. True happiness lies within. Now, because of TM, I know where the within is, and I know how to get there. And what I've discovered, Amira, is that bliss is physical happiness, your body, it can vibrate in happiness, like that. Emotional happiness. The emotions are singing. Mental, the brain is singing in happiness. And spiritual, it's physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual happiness. It covers all the bases. So it's like euphoric. It's beautiful. It's so full of happiness, bliss is. They say bliss takes up where happiness leaves off. It's why people take drugs. Ooh, they get this happiness. They get so much relief from stress, but they pay a price. It's addictive and they get a hangover or bad after effects. But they take drugs to get that great feeling. You don't have to give up anything to practice transcendental meditation, but after a while, you won't want to take the drugs. You'll want to get it so it doesn't ever go away and it won't have any adverse side effects. You'll want to bring it out from within. The problem is with transcending every day, it doesn't happen like that. You know, if you want an instantaneous experience, you get it with shooting, heroin into your arm. You get it right away. With TM, it will come and it won't go away. It'll come and grow and grow and grow over time. So you just get this technique, transcend every day, and little by little by little, that consciousness grows. That means intelligence is growing, happiness is growing, love is growing. All these things start happening, and pretty soon you're way ahead of where the drugs would have taken you. And it's very good in all parts of life. There's no negative side effect. The only side effect of transcending every day is negativity starts to lift away. Depression starts to lift. Tension starts to lift. Stress starts to lift away. Hate starts to lift away. Need for revenge starts to lift away. Anger, bitter, selfish anger starts to lift away. Fear starts to lift away. And gold comes in its place. Consciousness, more and more. All the positive. It's a win-win situation. So good and important for the human being. Drugs have just ruined people's lives, ruined cities, ruined schools, ruined so much.
I know.
Unbelievable destruction. Talk about destruction.
I know. Right?
Hell, a torment worse than hell. Mm-hmm. Drugs. And people take them to feel good. But look what the result is. Get it from the age old, throughout time. People have been told by the masters, the wise men, the wise women, that it's within. And sometimes we're given a technique because the time demands it. And we're in that time now. We've been given a technique to bring it all out and enjoy it and bring peace and happiness to human beings, our fellow human beings. We're a world family. We're supposed to get along. In real peace, they say diversity is appreciated fully. So all the differences of all of us humans, it's not a problem. There's no racism anymore. There's no bullshit like that. Everybody's enjoyed. Everybody is appreciated. If we're not all the same, that'd be so boring. Everybody's a flavor in the big, 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 fantastic meal. It's incredible.
That's a beautiful, beautiful answer, David. And I think there is a ray of hope because we have a technique like TM and we have this wisdom. If the youth just grasped to it, the issue of drugs, violence, war, it can end. So there is a ray of hope. So, David, you've been meditating, like you said, for 46 years without a single miss. Is that correct?
No. 40. I think this July it'll be 49 years.
Okay, wow, that's even better. So there obviously cannot be a better role model than you to, be an example for the people who are watching this.
Anyway, go ahead.
That's just you being humble. So what I would like to say is that obviously, us youth, we're very scientific and we'd like a logical answer to everything. And, otherwise we think it's all BS. So I want to ask you, I know there's a diagram you had sketched in one of your documentaries. I'm actually going to put that on the screen. Can you just explain a little bit about that diagram, the scientific process of TM and transcending and mantra meditation for viewers who may not even know what it is? That would be wonderful.
It's very, it's like what I like to do is draw this as I'm talking. Mm-hmm. So that way it kind of grows out and people can follow along. But if you see this, this line here is the surface of life. And this is matter, and this is mind, okay? And we're on the surface. We see surfaces. And we don't see, beneath the surface, but scientists, they say around 300 years ago, they started wondering, what is this matter really? What is it? So they started looking into matter, going deeper into matter. And they found cells, molecules, atoms, all the way down, subatomic particles to elementary particles. And this line right here represents the deepest part of the field of relativity. Underlying the field of relativity, deep within, is the non-relative absolute. This is a field unbounded consciousness. This is a field that quantum physicists call the unified field. This is the field that in the Bible they call the kingdom of heaven, which lies within. This is the Tao. This is the self with a capital S. This is the home of total knowledge. This is the home of all the laws of nature. This is the source. This is the reality. This is unity, oneness, pure being, consciousness, bliss consciousness, right here, within every human being. It's at the base of all matter, and it's at the base of mind and intellect. This is the border of intellect, the deepest part of intellect. Right on the other side, boom, pure consciousness. When you get this technique of transcendental meditation, you're given a mantra. And this mantra is a very specific sound, vibration, thought. And this mantra that you get with TM turns the awareness 180 degrees from out to within. And we naturally begin to dive deeper and deeper. And it's not a trying form of meditation. It's not forcing anything. It's not hard work. It's easy and effortless. That's what's so strange about it. We're used to having to do hard work to get something. Hard work blocks transcending. Forcing, trying blocks transcending. It should be natural and easy for a human being to dive within and get this transcendent, get that going, so you can, every time a human being truly transcends, experiences this, they infuse them and they begin to grow in the ball of consciousness starts expanding. Well, this is the ball of consciousness here, I guess. It starts expanding. And it's like, it works. If you don't even have to believe it will work, and it'll work. The side effect is all this negativity, all the family of negativity starts to recede and go away. So you transcend every day, twice a day, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the afternoon. Go about your business the rest of the time. Don't don't make a big deal of it. Just go about your business. Watch things get better and better and better. Watch negativity to go away. Maharishi said, negativity is just like darkness. And you start thinking and you say, wait a minute. When you really look at it, darkness isn't anything. You can't go down to the store and say, I want a dark bulb. You can't turn on a bulb and it just goes dark. It's the absence of something. Darkness is the absence of something.
Right.
Negativity isn't really anything. It's the absence of something. So this is the light. You can picture this as the light. You get more and more of this. Automatically, the darkness of ignorance goes without trying. You turn on a light in a dark room, there's no forcing the darkness to go. It just goes automatically. This is the beautiful thing for the human being. Learn this thing, get going on it, and you'll never be sorry.
Definitely. Thank you so much, David, for that scientific explanation. And the last question I want to ask you is, because we are talking about, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, I want to ask you, what is your favorite shlok from the Bhagavad Gita, something that you can relate to, and how can the youth try to implement that into your life?
Famous line from the Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
Well, it was very meaningful to me, and it would be meaningful to every human being. When Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, there never was a time when I was not, nor you, nor these rulers of men, nor will there ever be a time when we cease to exist. We are eternal beings, and we whether we know it or not, it doesn't matter. We are, and we will know it for sure in enlightenment. So let's get busy, start transcending every day, unfold our full potential, which is enlightenment, and realize that we are that. We are that eternal, consciousness.
Satchitanand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
So thank you so much, David, for giving your time. I am so humbly grateful. Thank you so, so much for this.
Amira, bless your heart. And I want to wish you a lot of good luck for your podcast in the future, spreading the word. And, for you personally, great, good fortune along the path and unfolding your full potential, enlightenment, and all the very best to you.